Hi everyone and welcome to the Colour Masterclass. I've got my brilliant friend Anna Curtis here, who is the founder of The Colour Code. Now we have bickered, debated and argued about whether the colour theory works. I definitely believe in colour therapy.
Yeah.
But I've always been a bit like, yeah, but then you can't find what you want. Yeah. Anyway, talk us through why you started this in the beginning, because it's quite an emotional start, isn't it? A strong reason.
It is. Well, I grew up with colour in my life. I've always been very intuitively connected to colour. I'd kind of walk into a room and feel kind of suffocated if I didn't like the palette, or kind of joyful if I did like it. But also my mum had her colours done when I was about 15, and I grew up with a kind of real understanding of...
What was it called though? Was it
like something like Colour Me Beautiful or something like that.
Beautiful, yeah, I remember.
And so I grew up seeing how beautiful my mum looked in her palette. But when I really saw the impact colour had on her was when she was going through cancer treatment, and she lost all her hair, her eyebrows, her eyelashes, but she would wear these beautiful colours, these beautiful lipsticks, hats, scarves, and she just looked utterly radiant in her colour code. And it was at that point I thought, wow, not only is this transformative in terms of her overall beauty, but also it made her feel amazing. And it was at that point, as a stylist, I thought, this is really powerful. This isn't just about understanding how to enhance your appearance. It's about to literally make yourself feel good from the inside. So yeah, that's how I kind of first fell in love with colour. And it's just kind of got more and more obsessional. I just love it, because really when I work with people, if I take someone shopping, if I'm putting someone in an outfit on camera, what is the point if it's not the colour that's going to light them up, the colour that's going to enhance performance, the colour that's going to secure that job interview, the colour that's going to make you feel your most authentic? So you've just said you love colour therapy, colour psychology, the idea of that. For me, the two are intrinsically linked. You know, it's not just about looking amazing, it's about wearing the colours that kind of just give you your whole heart and soul.
So what are you?
So I'm a winter cool, which means I am dark.
Winter cool.
Winter cool. I'm dark. I've got high contrast features, and I've got cool undertones.
What do you mean by high contrast features?
Well, just kind of like I've got pronounced bone structure.
Right.
I've got big mouth.
Right, okay.
I've got big eye. You know, it's what would you describe it? It's not. I guess it's kind of high contrast or softer, more muted features.
Right.
It's just it's basically...
That affects your colours though.
It affects your colours because it's the way the light moves around your face.
Oh.
And colour, Caroline, is light.
Colour is light.
Colour is light. Colour is light,
yes.
And that light moves around your face in different ways. So with a high contrast face, it means that I'm a different code to you, for example.
So what am I? Have you done me?
Yes.
Well, we haven't done it officially, have we?
No, but we can do. Do you want to do it now?
No, we're here for everyone else out there, because I want to make sure that by the time you've watched this film, if you are, we're going to do 2 today and then 2 next week. That you can hopefully, maybe with Anna's tips, identify what you might be. But of course, if you want to have Anna's personal attention, then you can obviously go and have a consultation with her remotely or in person, whichever you prefer. But for today, which 2, do you call them seasons?
Well, it is, the colour code is based on a seasonal system. So we are divided into spring, summer, autumn and winter. But within each of those seasons, there are 3 different colour codes. So there are 12 in total. Okay?
Right.
So I'm a winter, but I'm a winter cool. You're a spring, but you're a winter...
Oh, I like to be spring.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
But actually, it really suits your personality, which is a whole other conversation. Colour personalities. But
Spring what then?
You're a spring bright.
Spring bright. Oh yeah.
You're a spring bright. So There are certain crossovers in our palette because you also
have you got my colours?
I do.
Oh, are you doing spring and winter now?
Yeah.
For this week? Okay,
yeah.
Fine.
So they are the two seasons at the lighter end of the spectrum. But the difference is spring has a fundamentally warm tone to it and summer has a cooler tone to it. Just to complicate matters, the spring that you are is warm, cool. So that's one of the many variants of the colour code. Is that too complicated?
Well, I'm just trying to get it right in my head, but it's not. And it's not that straightforward.
Well,
there's a science to it, isn't there? I can't expect it to be easy.
It's basically a full kind of draping analysis process.
Right.
So I would go through a series of drapes with you and I would assess your core colouring, your undertones, your skin tone, the contrast in your face, and from there I would give you an absolute colour code result, okay? So one thing you can do at home, this might be useful, this might be a useful wee trick. One thing you can do at home to help establish which season you are, because we should start with the season. So let's forget about the variants just now and concentrate on the season. So today we're looking at spring and we're looking at summer.
Spring on the left, summer
Yeah,
on the right, yeah.
spring here, summer here.
Do you want to grab them up if you want to?
Yeah. So as you're spring, let's start with spring. So it's a very light, vibrant, beautiful palette. Now, what is important to consider when you are working with your colour code is that ultimately you are given a palette of colours that all harmonise. So you can see that all the colours here work together. There's a tonal harmony to them, which is really important when you're kind of building an outfit. Unless you've got complete confidence in wearing colours and you want to go for any colour you love, brilliant, go for it. But a lot of the people I work with maybe are a bit nervous about wearing lots of bright colours, or they don't know how to combine them, or they want to come out of their comfort zone and try a different colour, or they maybe want to make an investment purchase like a really nice handbag or a winter coat and think what colour should it be? And so having your colour code basically demystifies all those questions, and you shop from a palette, it will all harmonise. So this is an example of a spring palette.
And this is not me, is it?
This is a spring light.
Spring light,
yeah.
But I'm that one.
I'm going to show, in a minute, I'll show a couple of items that are perfect for your spring bright palette. But I've gone for a base colour here because I wanted to show an example of how not to default to white. So a white t-shirt, but rather going for a cream t-shirt. Nicer, yeah. So you can see on your palette, you're going for a cream rather than a brilliant white. And it's just, you'll find if you are a spring, it'll just be much softer and lighter and illuminating on your complexion, giving you that lovely lift. And we've also got this lovely shirt here, which is in your spring
you
bright.
Can't tell the difference because that was a bit wishy-washy.
It's softer, but this is the spring bright.
It's from Bora. They do really nice cashmere, Bora.
They do absolutely beautiful cashmere.
That. Nice.
Yeah, and this is from your colour code. Actually, on the subject of cashmere, like I was saying, when you're making investment purchases, you want to get it right. So as an example, this beautiful cashmere jumper from Whistles. So this is also from your colour code. Okay.
Well, I can never go for that.
Right, let me show you your colour code here.
Does it look nice on me though?
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. Well, let's see what everyone thinks. Where's the...
I'll be looking very citrusy. I could have that underneath. I'll be really smashing it.
So let me show you.
No, I mean, I don't think I own anything in this colour, so...
So you can see it tones beautifully. And can I just show you what happens on my face?
Oh no.
Which is awful, isn't it? My yellow is much more primary. And this has got a slight mustard element to it that is much better on your complexion.
Yeah, that's actually quite a nice way to probably teach everyone, isn't it? The difference that looks.
Yeah. And what it does, when you're wearing the right colour, your eyes just look more vibrant, you know, your bone structure's sharper, it just lifts your whole face. But it also just makes shopping so much easier. Shopping and putting outfits together.
You say that, but my issue with the colour code or colour beautiful was always the fact that you got this beautiful spectrum of colours to shop with, but then you'd go into a shop and it wouldn't be the colour of the moment.
Yeah.
And what you wanted wouldn't be available in your colour, and then it's really frustrating. I don't know whether it's changed now, whether it's easier to shop by colour.
Yes, it is, but also in response to that, I would say having that heightened consideration for colour is a very sustainable way to shop, because I would never encourage anyone to follow colour trends that are in the shops, to kind of go for that blue or that green because it's the colour of the moment in John Lewis or wherever. I would then encourage you to shop in a kind of very considered way from this palette that helps you build a wardrobe that harmonises and is designed forever. So it might be frustrating in the short term, but in the long term, mark my words, you will build a wardrobe that all coordinates, and it might take a bit longer.
And you do practice what you preach, because you buy lots of vintage stuff.
I do.
And that's even harder,
I
think, to find, because it's literally potluck. You're going to find anything, let alone it's going to fit you in your colour, but you always manage it.
Well, it's not as hard when you've got your colour code, Caroline, because if you go to a vintage shop and you kind of are overwhelmed by choice, I do what's called a colour scan. So I kind of, because I know my code so well, I just kind of sift through the rails, completely discount 90% of what's there, and just pull out items that are on my palette, and it just speeds it up. So I can kind of go, right, nothing here, next one. And it makes shopping pre-love clothing easier. I've got another top from your colour code here.
So Spring Bright.
This is a jigsaw jumper.
God, never get a jigsaw.
So this is...
Oh, she's nice, yeah.
But can you see your cheekbones, your eyes?
Yeah, lovely. It just feels fresh, doesn't it? Yeah, it just feels uplifting. Yeah, that makes me happy, definitely.
Can I show you what it looks like on me? So let everyone see what you look like in it. What do you think of this green on me?
It's not as bad as the yellow, but it's not like, it's not as nice as the blue. So
compare it to the blue.
Yeah, no, the blue's lovely. Come forward, actually, Anna, because also what we did is we changed your makeup from last week, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
So last week we had, what dress did you have on? You had the pink
one.
And we went for a nudie pink. And because of your beautiful, beautiful features that you feel that, maybe just come into the centre of the screen a little bit more, you're quite conscious that your features, we've kept it quite washy, but we've changed the tones of the makeup again, haven't we?
Yes.
So what did we use? We used
a colour eyeshadow that I've never worn before.
This is the new eyeshadow cream sticks from Hourglass, and this is a lilac shade, and it's called Galaxy. And we just placed it over Anna's eyes, just really, really simply, just to kind of create that lovely wash, as you can see. We used a Lisa Eldridge Songbird Balm, which is much more nude rather than pink, so it's more browny. Again, we talked about the strong colour of your lips, didn't we?
Yeah.
Actually, we had to play the colour down a little bit, because anything with too much colour actually made the colour darker, and that's actually you need to squidge in. I'll be like, talking off camera, let me in. If you've got dark lips, actually colour that you see here doesn't translate, because you shouldn't do, but you test it on your hand, don't you? But if your lips are a different colour to your hand, then it doesn't come out that true colour. We used a separate highlighter, Liquid Lights, but kept it warm. And then the Gen Nude, that peach though. So we went back to peach blush just to keep the warmth in. But it was quite nice to play the cooler lilac against the blue. And I had to tick those off on her colour check. Is this you?
Yeah, this is me.
This is Anna.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. Sorry, carry on.
Well, I'm just going to show everyone what this top does to me. It adds a kind of sickly element to my complexion. So colours...
yeah, it does actually. Yeah. Now, actually, look, if you do that and then you literally see the blue, yeah, it changes. Even the camera's a bit like...
what is this? But basically, colours that suit you will not suit me and vice versa. So once you know the colours that do suit you, it just makes everything a little bit simpler from shopping and getting dressed. But
it's funny though, and it's so subtle because as you look at all these colours, I would say, if you just look in the camera, that they're all like the same colours. They're all like brights, but it's not the case if you can just wear browny clothes or bright clothes or sort of maybe purpley based clothes, or do you know what I mean? Sort of like more muted tones or pastels. I would say it'd be bright pastels, beiges, and then sort of more muted tones, but it's actually not that at all.
Well,
is it?
there is a spectrum of colour that within your code, you know, that there are softer base colours that you can wear.
Yeah.
And also within these swatches, so if we get up that yellow as an example, there's kind of a scale, there's a tonal scale. So if you wanted to go for something a lot softer, then it kind of shades down the vibrancy, so it becomes more wearable.
Yeah.
But also what I find when I'm kind of introducing to people who have got those nerves about colour, if you introduce it gradually through things like lipstick,
Yes.
or kind of pops of accessories, so you could see, if we come over here, you know, this beautiful coral bag. If I'm a bit nervous about wearing too much colour, you can introduce it in quite a subtle way, and that just kind of will lift your overall outfit. So this is Summer. Another beautiful, beautiful palette. And that's a lovely summer shirt. So you can see here, the base colour that I've chosen under this jacket is a kind of antique white. So it's just an off-white rather than the cream that's in Caroline's spring palette. And you can see that all these colours tone. And one of the important things about wearing colour is, if you want a steer on wearing colour, because a lot of people don't, and they just want to wear whatever colour they want, and that's brilliant too. But if you do want a steer, having a code that creates this colour harmony is quite important when we relate it to colour psychology, because we never see colour in isolation. We see colour combined, yeah? So if you think about when you ever kind of look at something, you're never just looking at one individual colour, you're looking at lots of different colours. And that tonal balance that you can create in your wardrobe, I guess is the equivalent of creating like the perfect capsule wardrobe or something, that gives us this beautiful kind of positive emotional boost, because things just kind of work together in a very lovely, cohesive way.
And you speak very eloquently about that as well. We'll have to do some little Instagram films on that, because you do.
Well, it's really, it's why I love it so much, Caroline, because it's all about making people, it's from the heart. So this is just another quick cashmere jumper. Again, if you're spending some cash on something like cashmere and you've got all these different beautiful colour choices.
That's a lovely blue.
What do I go for?
Oh, I can't wear that, no.
This is a summer. There is a blue from your colour code. There is a blue, but your blue is more turquoisey. So it's slightly, it's a slightly different variant.
Maybe that's just a bit aging, but that flatter on me actually. It's more youthful, I feel, with that blue. Yeah.
Yeah, it would just kind of give you that lovely boost. Whereas you're absolutely right, the wrong colours can flatten our complexion.
And I will put all the links to the clothes that she's recommended, just so that in case you're worried about that, so you can find that below. Now, with these two, you also chose some lipsticks.
Yes, I did, yes.
So should we show everyone what you've chosen colour-wise for lipsticks?
Yeah, and this was so great for me, Caroline, because it's so hard choosing makeup. It's so hard choosing it and thinking, is this going to work? Is this going to work? I don't know. So I went back to the Summer Light, just as a point of difference. From the colours that you kind of wear so beautifully. Let me just get the match right.
She's looking through the colour code and trying to match the lipstick to the colour code. Well, not trying to, but you have done it. So I left you to your own devices, didn't I?
I had a whale of a time.
I left her in the kitchen with about 100 lipsticks and said, right, choose the lipsticks you want. So would this be something that I would wear?
This is a Spring Light. So we're starting with the Spring Light because it's the most common spring. And you can see that this lipstick just tones beautifully. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for a tone. And
So what one is that then? So this is Hourglass Lotus. Very, very nice. New lipsticks from Hourglass. Hourglass Lotus. Very nice.
And then I chose something a bit more statement.
Nice.
But again, you can see it tones beautifully. And that is Hourglass Reef.
Reef.
So they are for the springs. Do you want another one? Or is that
Yeah,
no?
but I'm confused. I thought I was spring, but you said they're not for me.
So let me get up your code. No, they are. Within every colour code, there are crossovers, okay? You're the more vibrant spring. This is the softer
so would my
spring.
lipsticks of choice be more vibrant?
So let me get up your palette. And you've got this beautiful coral. So this is from your Spring
coral.
Bright.
Yes. Everyone knows I love a coral.
And it will just look so beautiful
May
on
I?
you. Yeah.
Oh yes, very nice. That shade is Dove. I might put that on while you're doing the next one.
Please do.
Over what I've got.
And look, I'm going to just get you another one, Caroline, from your swatch because this is another colour. You can see it tones beautifully with your swatch. So this is the tonal variants within the different seasons. And the reason you have that is so you've got a really exact combination of colours. Do you wear this one? This is lovely. And this is Velvet Morning.
Oh, that's my favourite. That's the Lisa Eldridge one.
Boom! See? It's not an accident, Caroline! It's not an accident!
Oh, I thought they were all the Hourglass ones because it was annoying because I hadn't actually gone through all the colours yet.
I didn't know that,
Velvet
Caroline.
Morning, and I love the name of Velvet Morning too. But this is also beautiful. Yeah, she feels very classy.
She is
Very
She's a
nice.
classy piece.
It's a very nice texture, this lipstick. It's really
Beautiful.
rich. Yeah, it feels expensive. And it is. Very, very nice. Oh, I
looks
love that. So
stunning.
that shade again, Dove. And I gave Anna lipsticks that I thought, she obviously went into the bag she shouldn't have done. So I've never worn before, so it wouldn't be like a replica of lipsticks that I've already worn. Like a little test. And she won the test.
But it takes the guesswork out of choosing
Oh my God, it's
colour.
so hard. And actually, the event that I was at the other day, a lady just said, yeah, but how do I know that's my colour? And lovely Gail, who I was with, you know, she was like, well, I guess I can only just say that I just know instinctively. I'm like, that's because you've had 30 years of experience. But this lady doesn't have that experience or your experience. So it's great. It's a really lovely gift, I think, for someone.
This is a life skill. This
Yeah.
is something, you're the same colour code forever.
Right.
And so its impact's only going to increase.
So question.
Yeah.
Now, I'm probably cooler in the winter.
Yeah.
And obviously summer, you know, I do a
Yeah.
little bit of fake tan, then I
Yeah.
just enjoy my sunny skin.
Yeah.
But I'm still the same colour.
You are. You're always the same colour code. Even if
Even
you...
though my skin colour changes.
Yeah, but the undertones don't.
Oh, right.
The undertones of your skin don't change. Your bone structure doesn't change. And even if you decide to... If the pigment in your hair changes and you don't dye it, if you go grey, silver, whatever, you're still going to be the same colour code forever. So
Really?
always.
That's interesting with grey,
Always.
because you really think that you should change your makeup palette and go much more vibrant when you've got... When you lose the pigment in your hair.
No. So my mum, as an example, who's been using her
Well,
colour
yeah,
palettes,
yeah.
you know, she looks 10 years younger than her friend. Well, she looks 10 years younger than a lot of people because she's wearing...
She's smashing it.
She's smashing it, and all her wardrobe is beautifully toned. So there you go.
Right.
So I passed that test. Good.
One more thing before you go, because
Yeah.
there's lots of things to talk about. You told me about T-shirts. Everyone
Yes.
goes for a white tee.
Yeah.
We can't wear the same T-shirt,
No.
is that right?
Yeah.
So what would we buy in the shops? Because I would just buy a white T-shirt.
Okay.
That's what everyone says in the magazines. Just buy a white T-shirt, right?
Well-
No one says buy a white, cream or beige T-shirt.
So here you go. This is
Oh,
your...
not white.
No. This is your colour code.
I bought 2 new white T-shirts
I love
for
them.
summer.
I love them.
Oh
I
no!
love them. So can you see that this tones with your swatch?
But this is not too bright, I suppose, is it either?
Well, this is an off. This is an off. So on the
Yeah.
scale, you can see, and particularly with this one here, it tones perfectly for
Right.
you. So this is your cream. and this is Brilliant White. So
that's a nice t-shirt. I like these sleeves.
yeah, it's lovely. This is Reese and this is Andor. So actually, this is a really good test to do at home. Can I share this? The t-shirt test.
Yeah.
So a really good trick for trying to establish which colour code you are is establishing whether you have cool or warm undertones. I'm cool, Caroline's warm. Get a white t-shirt or a piece of white paper, take all your makeup off, hold it under your chin like that in natural daylight, and look, give yourself a long hard look in the mirror. What does your skin tone look like? Do you look bright? Do you look fresh? Do you look clear? Or do you look withdrawn? Do you look a bit tired? Have you noticed the bags come out under your eye? If you look good with the white under your chin, you have cool undertones. If it makes you look a bit tired, you have warm undertones. So that's a good trick to try at home.
People are forever trying to establish what they are.
Yeah.
Smashed it. Thank you very much. See you next week, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.